Hi, Sean, the Fluency Awesomizer. This is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, episode 46. I've got 4 words I want to look at today. Let's get started. I'm about to show you those words. I want you to read them right out loud when you see them. What's this first one? How about this? And this? And the last word. All right, question for you. Were any of those tricky to read? If so, keep watching. I'm going to demonstrate some great decoding strategies that you can use when you're stuck on some words. First, a reminder of the fable of the tortoise and the hare, and the moral: slow and steady wins the race. That's great advice when you get stuck on a big unfamiliar word, like this one, for example. These words, you can think of them as races. There is a finish line. And if you read like the hare, you might race through a big word like this to get finished quickly. That's where mistakes can happen. But if you read like the tortoise and you take it slow and steady, that patience is definitely going to help improve your reading because you'll do a better job decoding. Keep that in mind. Let's practice decoding, starting with this first word I showed you. All right, this first syllable here, that's going to be pronounced sieve. That C is going to make an S sound, a soft C sound, because it's followed by an I, which is pretty much the rule. C followed by an I is a soft C, sieve. There's civil. Here's the tricky part. How do you pronounce that? It looks like lion, sort of, right? So it could be, well, it's IA. That's an unusual vowel pair. Let's focus on what we do know. That could be lies and lion, lie, and there's and lions. No, this is civilians. Tricky word. Root word is civil. That has to do with being a citizen. And adding IAN, that is an old Latin root. IAN, civilian. You've got a word that it literally means a citizen, a civilian. And civilian, the IAN is tricky because most of the time it's pronounced EN, like civilian, like Canadian. But in this case, it's pronounced civilian. It's not spelled Y-I-N, but that's how it sounds. So take a look, IAN, you see it a lot in informative text, social studies and science. Put an S on the end, you have the plural noun civilians. Not to be confused with this, let's focus on this word. There's vil, and that's lane, that AI, that's going to make a long A sound, lane. Oh, this is villains, not villains, villains. And villains, the root word of villains is villa, an old Latin word that means a house or a farm. It's also the root of village, so you can see how it's related to houses and farms. Villain, put an IN on there, you got the word villain, literally means the bad person or character in the village, as if it were a story. And put an S on the end, you have the plural noun villains. All right, this word, I'm going to start at the end and show you that sometimes when you're stuck on a word, it's okay to start looking at the end first, at the finish line, because I can see the word able in this word at the end. A lot of words start with a re. And there's lie again. There's an I in this word, and this is reliable. It comes from the root word rely. That is a verb, to rely on someone. And to put the suffix able on the end of rely, something about that doesn't look right. Reliable. It's that Y. And we're going to drop that Y, make it an I, then add able. And you've got a word that literally means able to rely on, reliable, reliable, 4 syllables. And finally, this word, not to be confused with reliable, starts with re, and there's label. Maybe you thought the reliable looked like relabel. Relabel is a verb, comes from the root word label. It's a noun, there's one on cans, but it's also a verb. It had to be put on a can in this case, in this picture. So to label something is a verb. To relabel is to label it more than once, relabel. That's it for today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook for more helpful decoding videos like this one. And at my Facebook page and my photos, there's a great album full of reading challenges I've written to help you decode words, practice decoding words, and to awesomize your fluency too, which is the whole point. And to get there, if you haven't been yet, search the Fluency Awesomizer. Hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Come back and see me soon. Bye.